What's good? It's Jordan. Today I'll be talking to you about the hardened heart. We have to pay attention to our body, what our heart tells us, what our mind tells us, what our soul tells us, how we feel from day to day to day, because it is important that we understand ourselves on a higher level and understanding where our hardened hearts come from and understanding the source and understanding how we can destroy the hardened heart. Many times the hardened heart comes from many situations that you go through, maybe lack of passion, maybe lack of caring for others, maybe lack of caring for yourself, not understanding your purpose, your passion, how you feel, past traumas, situations that you had to deal with that are unresolved, things that you can't get past in your own life. This causes resentment and a hardened heart in our lives. And with a hardened heart, it can destroy us from the inside out due to the fact of our hearts being one of the most important things in our body. Knowing that how we feel and how to destroy the hardened heart can give us a sense of freedom, could give us a sense of peace of mind, and understanding that the Most High cares about our heart and cares about how we feel about others and cares about how we destroy the hardened hearts that are inside of us. Know that the hardened heart can destroy us if we don't fix our heart, if we don't fix the situations that we encounter in this world and in this life. Our hearts are so much important to us, more than we can ever imagine. And what we have from inside our hearts, we have to pay attention to, and how to destroy the causes of the hardened heart within us. Sometimes we go through situations that cause our heart to harden. You may deal with somebody on a different level in a relationship, and they may hurt you, and you feel resentment towards that individual. You feel a sense of getting back at that individual. You want revenge. You want them to feel how you felt. But you don't understand that this causes our hearts to be hardened. You may be in a friendship with somebody and that friendship comes to an end and you feel resentment towards that individual. This may cause you to have a hardened heart. Your finances may not be in order and you may feel a sense of resentment to people who are richer than you, to people who seem like they have more money than you, and you don't even know these individuals. This causes your heart to harden. And with a hardened heart, you seek negativity, you seek vengeance, you seek revenge, you seek things that are not of the Most High. And this causes you to feel evil and do evil. Sometimes if you're not doing anything outside there physically evil, like crime, committing crime, and doing negative things, internally, you feel evil. You have a sense of happiness when something happens to somebody. You have a sense of relief when crime happens. You have a sense of happiness when gossiping about other people, backbiting and backstabbing. These are signs of a hardened heart. Someone with a softened heart wouldn't do these things. So we have to understand where the hardened heart comes from and how we can destroy the hardened heart, because you can destroy yourself internally and externally with a hardened heart. If you aren't doing these things, such as crime and negativity with a hardened heart, you'll often get into crime and doing all sorts of negative things when your hardened heart gets to a point. It gets to a point where you have to show others that you want revenge and show others that you want to be relieved from your pain and your anguish and suffering. Sometimes a hardened heart comes from suffering, pain, and wanting to find a way to relieve these things. So in order for you to relieve these things, you take it out on other people. You may be going through pain and suffering. So any little situation that you go into, dealing with somebody else, you take it out on them. You may be in your career and you got to pay off all sorts of debt. You got to pay off student loans. You got to pay off the car note. You have a home, you got bills to pay, and you may not be in the right financial standing, and it may cause you to have a hardened heart. So when you're dealing with other people in your career, you treat them in a certain way. You treat them in a way that gives you relief from your pain and suffering, and you want to cause pain and suffering on people who didn't do anything to you. I had this scenario, this situation that happened to me where I was speaking to another individual. And when I was speaking to another individual, renting an apartment, and the apartment that he's renting, they're asking for a lot of money, numerous amounts of money to pay in rent. And he said, man, when I get rich, I'm going to make these people pay. And for me, I felt that was a hardened heart. And I felt that wasn't right. You're focusing all your time, your money, and your resources on getting rich just to prove to people who cause you pain and suffering that you want to cause them pain and suffering back. So if we don't pay attention to what goes on in our hearts, we can do things out of our character and do things that cause us more detriments in the end. And once we understand where the hardened heart stems from, and once we understand how to destroy it at its root, at its core, our hearts can be renewed. Sin causes the heart to grow hard. Pride and arrogance causes the heart to grow hard. Setbacks and disappointments cause the heart to grow hard. Easily resentful, easily offended, drowning away from the Most High, not seeking a relationship with the Most High. These things cause a hardened heart. These cause our heart to be hardened. These cause us to go into a direction where we cannot get back from. We should all take the time to understand our hearts and understand where we stem from in this life. And most of the times our situation stems from seeing others and what others have and not knowing their situation, feeling a way for ourselves and not being in the position that somebody is in. But I ask people this question time and time again. If you looked at someone else's life from the outer perspective, not knowing what goes on in their life personally, and you were in their position, and you got a glimpse of their life and what goes on inside of their life, and you see that their life isn't far much better than yours, but only seeing the outer perspective of their life and the external things, would you really want their life? Would you really want their situation? No. So when I see these things and I hear people talk about what they have, what they do, what life they live, I don't know what's going on in their own life externally. So I don't really get a sense of energy and feeling towards what someone else's has, because I don't know that person personally. I don't know what they're fighting and they're facing. And anyone could say anything on the external perspective to make somebody feel a way and make someone feel like their life isn't going in the proper direction. But we all have our challenges that we face. And if it's not financially, it could be spiritually. So we have to focus on ourselves and focus on our heart. Focus on how we can relieve our hearts. How we can relieve our hearts? We have faith in the Most High, have obedience, repentance towards the Most High, follow His direction, know that yes, in this life we're going to go through times of struggle, times of hardship, but everything's a season, every day is a season. Know that the Most High can renew our hearts and our minds. We focus on Him and we focus on what we need to get done in this life. Understand the source of where your hardened heart comes from, and daily work on your heart to soften your heart towards others, have forgiveness. Know that there are people in this world where they're also following the Most High that you can connect with, and not everyone in this world is negative and evil and going off of the guidelines of what the world wants and following negative entities. But there's also individuals in this world who follow the Most High, and you can ask them for guidance as well, and speaking to them about different scenarios and different problems as well, because the Most High also has people in play to help you on your journey, and knowing that you can also be a person that the Most High calls on to help others. So understand that there's also people who have softened hearts and follow the Most High. And time again, with our belief system and what we believe in, we could walk in the right direction and lead us into the right direction and help others into the right direction as well. This is how we soften our heart. This is how we walk in the direction that leads us to righteousness, the path to freedom and strength, and know that our hearts are important. And what the Most High feels about our heart is important on a day-to-day basis. And we could be a testimony to others of the situations we went through, so they can be relieved of their hardened hearts and soften their hearts. And if we live in a society where our hearts are softened towards one another, we can build unity and strength and guidance. I want to thank you guys for watching today. Like, subscribe, comment down below, share this video. Peace.